breaking right now. Dan Snyder possibly selling the Commanders? 7 News on your side with team coverage.
Rampant speculation tonight after the team says it's exploring potential transactions.
A teenager arrested in the shooting of Commanders player Brian Robinson Jr. And strong words from the chief about the violence. Plus, tainted baby food.
These are potent neurotoxins that have no business in a human body.
After years of I-Team reporting why major brands could finally be forced to explain why it's still on store shelves.
First at 6, that breaking news about the Washington Commanders and new clues the team could be sold.
So what do you think? Is it time for Dan Snyder to sell the Commanders? You can go to our website, WJLA.com/vote now and weigh in.
Tonight, we're on your side with live team coverage. 7 News' Brad Bell is live at FedEx Field in Landover with new reaction from the Prince George's County executive.
Let's start it off, though, with our team coverage with sports anchor Scott Abraham. He's live in Ashburn. And, Scott, you have new information just in from ESPN.
Yeah, Jonathan, just minutes ago, ESPN reporting that there's allegations right now that the Washington Commanders engaged in financial improprieties. The U.S. Attorney's Office opening up a criminal investigation into the Commanders. This is a developing story. We'll have more information throughout the night on all of our digital platforms and, of course, right here on 7 News. This coming after the Snyder family announcing earlier in the day that they have partnered with Bank of America for potential transactions. Now, what does this mean? According to a team spokesperson, everything is on the table, including potentially selling off the franchise or bringing on a minority owner. We spoke with head coach Ron Rivera about this development today.
I think our guys have learned how to handle these types of situations, circumstances, because of who they are as young men, and they also understand that they don't know a lot about what's going on, and so they'll stay focused, hopefully, on getting ready for Minnesota.
This is such a drastic change of tone and stance from the Snyder family. They've owned this franchise since 1999, and they have been staunch in the fact they would never sell off this franchise or even consider selling off the franchise. Our very own Olivia Garvey catching up with Washington football legend Gary Clark earlier today.
I don't think they're going to full out sell the team. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they may bring in somebody that also helps make the franchise better, quite honestly. Anything that helps your football team be a better football team, you want to bring that to the fold.
There are so many moving pieces right now. There's going to be a lot more information in the coming days, weeks, and months. We do know this, that any potential sale or bringing on a minority owner has to be approved by the NFL Finance Division. 24 of the 32 teams have to sign off on any potential sale. Let's go over to Brad Bell, who's outside FedEx Field. Brad?
Yeah, Scott, we've been gathering reaction to this news, and I got to tell you, the reaction is people are pleased. We're at FedEx Field. It's the evening rush hour, people heading home. They're literally driving by, rolling down their windows and cheering at this thought like the team had just won a game.
It's been a long journey to get.
Dan Snyder bought the team in 1999 for $800 million. Now, Sports Business Journal reporter John Oran says the Commanders are likely worth around $5 billion and could sell quickly.
Here's what makes it a lot easier is that there is a growing group of owners that would like to see Dan Snyder leave their ranks. So the idea is that they would want to fast track this sale.
It's also no secret that Snyder's departure would be welcome in political circles. Discussions with regard to a replacement for FedEx Field have gone nowhere as the team tried over the years to get the district, Maryland, and Virginia to bid against each other. Today, Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks issuing a statement reiterating her belief that the current stadium location is the best place for the team since it would be in the heart of the new downtown Largo and Blue Line Corridor development. People we speak to here telling us they'd like the team to stay as well under new ownership.
You know, new management, new ownership, maybe difference in how they run things could, possibly help the team better.
He's not doing the right thing. He's not helping the team. They've done nothing since he's been there.
Orand of the Sports Business Journal also believes a change could help with the team's evaporating fan base.
I think the big question is it dormant or has it gone for good? I believe it's dormant. I believe a new ownership and I think on-field success will unlock it.
So just a few moments ago, we got a statement from the office of Governor Larry Hogan, not addressing the notion of selling the team directly, but saying that they hope that Commanders leadership, and specifically team president Jason Wright, can continue to work with the county and the state of Maryland to keep the stadium and the team here in the heart of what they are calling that Blue Line Corridor development. At FedEx Field, Brad Bell, 7 News.
Brad, thanks for that. And 7 News is also getting reaction from D.C.'s mayor and the governors of Virginia and Maryland about what could happen to the Commander Stadium if the team is sold. You can find that right now on our website at WJLA.com. And coming up for us at 6:20, we have new information about Commander star Chase Young.
As a local basketball player finally made it home after being trapped in Ukraine when the Russian invasion began.
Scary situation. Mo Creek's flight landed at Dulles Airport just about 2 hours ago. This is a story Scott Abraham broke first on 7 News, and he joins us now live from Dulles with that emotional reunion. And Scott, ever since you've been talking to him on the phone, via satellite, it is so nice to see him in person.
Yeah, Jonathan, Michelle, this was certainly a happy homecoming. Tears of joy. PG County native Mo Creek, he was trapped in Ukraine, but he's finally home. And let's just say it was a reunion to remember. Yeah, that was the first embrace between Mo and his mother. You can see and hear the emotion from his mom. There's a lot of relief there. I mean, there was a lot of scary moments when Mo was trapped in Ukraine, but he's home, safe and sound. I was able to talk to Mo and his mother shortly after their emotional embrace.
I'm just happy. Everybody did their part, and like I said, it's not just this group. It's everybody with the prayers. Yeah. Everybody, yeah. You know, that just show all they love to us. You know what I mean? And that means a lot.
I'm still speechless. I am at a loss for words, but I just wanted to look at him and make sure he was in one piece. And I'm speechless. I haven't slept. I haven't eaten. I'm just overwhelmed with joy.
Certainly everybody is going to sleep very well tonight. Mo also told me he's going to take some time to kind of decompress, reflect on the experience that he had in Ukraine. He's going to turn the page, move on. Mo Creek, home safe and sound, back in D.C. Back to you guys.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. Every parent watching that picture of the mom touching her baby, no matter how big your babies get, they're always your baby.
Oh,
it just warms your heart.
Yeah,
it's nice
great to have him back home.
Yeah.
There's an exciting buzz with the Washington Wizards. You got some good pieces in Kristaps Porzingis and Kyle Kuzma. Then you have some quality young players in Denny Avdia and Rui Hachimura. But the one constant through the years in Washington, Bradley Beal. And he's not going anywhere for a long time. Over the summer, the Washington Wizards made Bradley Beal a very wealthy man.
Like, obviously, I know what it means for my family and what I'm, hopefully my kids and their kids' kids will never have to worry about anything. But for me, it's like a new challenge.
The Wizards signing Beal to a 5-year, $251 million max contract, cementing him as the team's cornerstone through at least age 32.
I want to win. That's my biggest thing. I'm here because I believe I can win here. That's why I'm in D.C.
The Wizards also gave Beal a no-trade clause in the deal, a rarity in the NBA, becoming just the 10th player to receive one in league history. Why was that important for the Wizards, and why was that important for Brad to have that no-trade clause?
Well, I certainly think when he's faced for 3 years, the questions, are you ever going to re-sign there? And if you re-sign, you're going to ask out. He put these things in place to make sure people understand his commitment to Washington and ownership. Everybody was on board with that.
With Beal as the central figure, the Wizards can now build a team around their all-star guard. They already have Kristaps Porzingis and Kyle Kuzma.
I'm here to make Brad's life easier. Kuz, I'd say we're all pretty excited about the possibilities that we all have three together to do things on the court.
Why does Bradley Beal think he can win here in Washington?
Why? Oh, man, why not? right? I mean, it's just like any other team. Everybody doesn't know my plans and who I talk to, so it isn't where I wanted to go. Maybe it couldn't have happened, maybe, you know, so I'm happy I'm here. I'm where I'm at.
The Wizards and Beal are now committed to each other for the long haul. If he plays out the entirety of his new contract in Washington, Beal will have spent 15 years with the franchise.
It was very tough, you know, but I really feel like in the heart of hearts I made the right decision.
Wizards fans are hoping all those dollar signs now lead to many more wins and just maybe a championship. Yeah, Beal is building quite the resume with the Wizards. Adding a championship would certainly be the icing on the cake. Meanwhile, progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change get left behind. DC United making a lot of changes over the past year, none bigger than bringing back Wayne Rooney, not as a player, but as their head coach. A year transition for DC United, 3 different head coaches in 7 months. In July, they reeled in their so-called big fish, bringing back Wayne Rooney, not as a player, but as their head coach.
To really come here back to the MLS, back to DC United was a exciting challenge for me.
Wayne's name and what he does and what he stands for speaks for itself. A high energy guy, a motivator, he's got a brilliant soccer mind, and he has a conviction to be a high level coach.
As a player, Rooney has never backed away from a challenge. He's taking a similar path in his coaching career, starting out in England with Derby County before coming back to DC.
I'm at a point in my managerial career where I have to put the work in, I have to put the hours in. Of course, I'm an ambitious person. One day I want to manage at the top level. As a manager, I'm at the beginning of that journey.
When he played for the Black and Red, Rooney left early for family reasons. England is his home. That's where his children are being raised, leading some to question if Rooney is committed to DC United for the long term.
I think he's got the modern family issue of being apart from his kids, and that happens all over the world. So I'm hopeful that this is for the long haul. But certainly this season, next season, we want to develop the kind of culture that if Wayne ever leaves, that we have something to build upon.
Rooney took over halfway through the 2022 season. The results weren't great, just 2 wins in 14 matches. His players believe, though, a turnaround is on the horizon.
I think you're going to get a pop from the players. I think you're going to get a pop from the fan base and a pop from the organization. I think we need it, and I think Wayne's the guy to do it.
I'm ready. It's going to be tough. It's a challenge, of course. It is, but I'm here. I'm ready to get to work and try and get this club back to being successful.
DC United finished with the worst record in the league this season. For Rooney and the club, there's nowhere to go but up. The new MLS season will be here before we know it. Training camp under Rooney, that should be interesting for those DC United players.
All right, thanks, Scott. There's more to come on our 2022 Sports in Review special. Maryland basketball looks like they are on their way back to being a national power under new head coach Kevin Willard. Plus, talk about goal-oriented.
I'm just going to take day by day, game by game, and then we'll see.
I sit down with the grade 8 Alex Ovechkin to talk about his pursuit of history when 7 News 2022 Sports in Review continues. At 37 years old and in his 17th season with the Capitals, Alexander Ovechkin continues to hit milestones and break records. His ability to get Washington on the board hasn't slowed down, and his teammates are in awe of what they're witnessing. I mean, we all are. He inches closer and closer to passing Gordie Howe on the all-time score list and reaching the great Wayne Gretzky. We get to watch this in real time, and that's pretty special. Alexander Ovechkin has lit the lamp more than 793 times. He sits in third behind Detroit Red Wings legend Gordie Howe and the great one, Wayne Gretzky, on the NHL's most career goals list.
Most important thing to play well, try to collect the points, how I said, to make the playoffs, and start from there.
Ovi's individual achievements have just piled up. The grade 8 has won 3 Hart trophies, the Rocket Richard Trophy 9 times, an NHL record, and has been named to the NHL's first All-Star team 8 times.
And that was my first probably thought
getting drafted here a long time ago was, man, I get to play with this guy.
Yes, Ovi will shy away from talking about his greatness, staying in the present and being a team player. But he continues to achieve these milestones and leaving everyone around him in awe.
It's kind of hard to describe. Not many people are in this position to watch someone like the big man over there break these records that, you know, I don't think anyone really thought they'd ever be broken.
And it comes as no surprise. This season, he's breaking records. So far, when he scored goal 787, he set the most goals with one franchise.
I'm just going to take day by day, game by game, and then we'll see. You can't look too much forward on that.
And with goal 793, he passed Wayne Gretzky for the most goals scored on the road.
Ovi, 403rd career road goal, passing Wayne Gretzky. Wow!
The Great Eight isn't slowing down anytime soon, so Caps fans sit back and enjoy watching Alexander Ovechkin continue to make history in the District of Champions. Yeah, from the looks of it, the Great Eight isn't slowing down. We're seeing that game after game. And like I said, to witness his greatness in D.C., pretty lucky. Scott?
For any sports team, going through a coaching change is never easy. Last year, the University of Maryland men's basketball team pretty much got a raw deal. Then head coach Mark Turgeon left the program in December. Everything was in shambles, and it showed on the court. That's where we bring in Kevin Willard, the new man in charge of leading the Terps basketball program back to national notoriety. After their first losing season in nearly 30 years, the University of Maryland men's basketball team made a big change.
Please give a Terrapin warm welcome to Coach Kevin Willard.
Mark Turgeon out, Kevin Willard in.
Why Maryland? I think Maryland's a top 10 job in college basketball. I think it's in a great area. It's got a great fan base.
Willard got right to work, assembling a coaching staff and working the transfer portal, picking up valuable pieces in Jameer Young, Jahari Long, and Donald Carey.
He just shown that he's able to win at an elite level, and I wanted to do that, come in and be an impact on a winning team right away.
The new Terps head coach comes over from Seton Hall, where he guided the Pirates to the NCAA tournament 6 different times. Willard believes he can bring his brand of basketball to College Park and be just as successful. What kind of style can our viewers, fans of Maryland basketball expect?
You know, we're really going to try to get up and down. You know, we're not the biggest team. We're not the most physical team, which is okay. We have great guard play. We have depth at the guard spot, and we really can shoot the basketball.
Instead of transferring, senior Dante Scott stayed at Maryland. He believes in Coach Willard, gravitating toward his honest approach.
Yes.
What do you like about him?
That he's willing to tell you the real.
He doesn't sugarcoat.
No, he's not there to sugarcoat anything. He's going to sit there and tell you if you're doing terrible in a certain thing, then he's going to tell you you're doing terrible.
Do you like that?
Yes, I do.
There might be some growing pains in year one, but for Willard, that's not an excuse. He expects to win now and win often.
Every year, you know, we're going to try to hang banners, plain and simple. Now, like I said, it's not always going to happen, but that better be your expectation when you come to this program.
There's a confidence and there's a swagger. The Kevin Willard era has arrived for Maryland basketball. And I'll tell you this, it's been only a few months into the new season, and you can already tell the players are buying in. They play hard, they play defense. So far, so good for Kevin Willard in College Park.
All right, thanks, Scott. Plenty left on our look back at 2022. When we come back, the Nationals hit the reset button and say goodbye to one of baseball's best. Plus, the amazing comeback of Brian Robinson Jr., how the rookie running back survived being shot and is now thriving on the football field. Welcome back to our look back at the year in sports. The Washington Nationals, they continue to stay in the state of a rebuild, and that showed in 2022. Mike Rizzo making big moves, the fans having to say goodbye to the face of their franchise. Here's a look back at the 2022 Washington Nationals.
Here comes Jazz, and he gets in. 2 more in to score.
It was yet another rebuild year for the Washington Nationals.
That was anything but routine.
With yet another trade deadline from Mike Rizzo, we'll never forget. Juan Soto has been traded to the San Diego Padres.
We need to improve this team. We need to improve the franchise, and we need to get back to winning rings.
And in the 2022 season, in the process of reboosting this team, GM Mike Rizzo made the tough decision to say goodbye to Juan Soto, a generational talent the fans thought would stay in D.C. forever.
Juan Soto has left the yard.
But as we've heard over and over again, first and foremost, this game is a business.
I cried the whole morning that day. It was pretty tough to go through it, but at the end of the day, I really understand that it's business.
I have prepared him and given him the stepping stones of what he has to go through, and he's been, frankly, marvelous at understanding it.
As Washington said goodbye to their talent, so did the Padres. 6 players to be exact, the new future of the Washington Nationals.
We feel like with the players we got, the future's bright.
If you're losing 100-plus games out of 162, and yeah, they did that in 2022, the want to win is so strong.
This organization will be good again, and I'm proud of being part of this organization and proud of being a part of the city.
Big changes coming for the Nationals in 2023, ownership being at the forefront, the Lerners announcing they will sell, but to who?
You are interested in purchasing the Washington Nationals. Where are you in that process?
You know, I'm not allowed to talk about the process.
On and off the field, the Nationals making the changes now to hang a banner once again. The DMV is home to so many great athletes, and they got their chance to shine on the gridiron this fall as 7 News was on your sideline each and every week this fall. We covered our local state champions from Freedom Woodbridge in Virginia to Quince Orchard in Maryland, and the DC champs Coolidge Colts. Here's a look back at a great year of high school football.
You're watching Channel 7 News on your sideline.
It was another year where 7 News was on your sideline throughout the entire high school football season. It was a year full of memorable moments from Maryland to Virginia and D.C. The coaches and players making our coverage the best it can be with incredible on-the-field performances. Yes, these student athletes made our show what it was every Friday night. But so did the band, the student sections, the cheerleaders, and of course,
you know what time it is.
We couldn't go a week without our very own Scott Abraham taking over as the mascot.
Let's go West Springfield.
Teams always having one thing on their mind at the beginning of the season, and that's finishing with the named champions.
We put in a lot of work during the offseason, so I think we were built for this.
We have a great group of guys this year.
We're ready. We've been preparing all week, and me and my brothers is about to come and show out.
In the end, 3 local teams standing alone at the top. In 2022, 7 News covered over 200 games in 16 weeks.
Back-to-back, it's a dream come true, honestly. We've been working for a long time. I'm glad we got the job done.
We now count down to fall of 2023 and do it all over again. What a ride it's been. Thank you for another great year of sports in and around the DMV. For Scott Abraham and the rest of the 7 News sports team, thank you for watching, and let's do it all over again in 2023.